friends, how are you? What's up? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Sam. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome to a brand new video. So if you're anything like myself, you have a lot of houseplants. Maybe not as many as me, maybe more than me. And though we love our big, giant, beautiful houseplants, right? We like the ones that grow big and tall, and I might do a video on that next, my favorite large houseplants or plants that grow really large. But in today's video, I want to focus on the smaller ones because, like I said, I love my big plants, but I'm also in a place where I really appreciate plants that stay more small and compact for space reasons, obviously. It's nice to have those plants that you don't have to worry that much about. It's nice to have shelves where I can have 10 different plants on one shelf because they're smaller. And even when they're more mature and they get big, they're still compact and like contained and they don't take up a ton of space. It's not hard to find a place to stick them. So that's what today is. And I'm going to show you a few of my plants from each genus. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first plant I want to talk about is Dischidia. So for this genus, I have my lovely Dischidia obovata or watermelon Dischidia. And this is currently, I believe, the only Dischidia that I have in my collection, but I love it so much. So much. This plant, amazing. But I do believe most, if not all, Dischidia stay pretty small. They have these little dainty leaves. I definitely wanted to include this one because sometimes I forget that I even have it. I'm like, oh, I need to water that plant. Oh, shoot. Because it just like, you know, it's so well behaved. It's so small. It takes up such a little space. And can we talk about this beautiful drip honey pot? I mean, that's what it looks like to me, is a little honey pot. It is so precious, and it does have drainage. Oh my gosh, look at that planter. Dischidia, they have these super cute, thick leaves. Okay, they're thick and they're succulent. This one is a little dehydrated. That's why some of the leaves are a little bit shriveled, but I did just water it, I believe, yesterday, so I think she'll be fine. I'm gonna have to do something with mine if you can't tell. She is getting long as can be, and the top, I've tried to pin some of the vines down on top, but it's not really working that great. The top's a little sparse, so I'm probably going to chop and prop this beautiful watermelon Dischidia soon and put the vines that I propagate back in the top of the pot. Beautiful. She cascades off that shelf over there. And yeah, I think Dischidia are a great option for those of you that like want a fast growing plant that also stays relatively small and doesn't take up a ton of space. And this one's also trellis. It's a treller, but she was actually just in bloom. This is one that flowers pretty regularly as well, off of little itty bitty peduncles. But it doesn't look like she has any flowers on her right now, but she was just flowering like a couple weeks ago. So first on my list is Dischidia. Okay, the next genus that I want to talk about. It stays really small and compact, but there's a ton of subspecies to choose from, all with different care requirements. With this genus, I feel like there's really something for everyone, and that is Peperomia. You guys know I adore Peperomia. I've really been interested in bringing more types of Peperomia into my collection as of late because they're just so fun and they're so small, but they're so rewarding. Let's start with this one. And I'm only showing you a couple plants out of each genus that I'm talking about because we can't be here all day. So this is a rather new Peperomia that I picked up at Euphorbia. She's called Peperomia columella. Columella, I may be saying that wrong. I seen this in Euphorbia and I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I didn't even know it was a Peperomia when I first seen it. And then the name tag, sure enough, Peperomia. She was 12 doll hairs. And let's take this out for a moment. She's in this cute little yellow nursery pot, and I just have her stuck down in this cash po. And a cute little purple mushroom to go along with her. You guys, look at this plant. Are you joking? Look how funky cool this is. I don't know if it's going to come across. I love this. I could grow this forever and ever and ever and never run out of space because I feel like it's just going to continue growing upwards. But it's like this beanstalk almost is what it reminds me of. And then it has like these little Shrek looking ears, super thick succulent little leaves that grow all around the stems. It is just so funky and cool. And the amount of time I've had it, it's already growing so fast. And you can see it's just sprouting off new little shoots all up the vines. And also from inside the pot, there are just so many different kinds. And you do have some that are more succulent peperomias like this that really don't care for like high humidity and they don't want to be wet, which that is the type of peperomia that I personally like to grow. I tend to stay away from the more thin leaf peperomias. Those just, we don't mesh. We don't get along. We used to back when I was an overwaterer because they loved me then. But now that I'm an underwater, they're too much drama. This is Peperomia elongata that I have been growing lately. And I don't know what's going on. Some of the new leaves, it's growing well, but are kind of funky and distorted. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't got the watering down pat yet, but it's doing well and it's growing fine. The brown bits you see is from shipping. I don't see any of that on the new leaves. But again, this plant is, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a thick leaf peperomia as well. And it likes to dry out as well in between waterings. It does not want wet feet. And this peperomia does not like high humidity, so it's perfect. For the most part, all of them that I've seen really stay really small and compact, even when they're full and lush and growing really well. So it's really nice, and I really appreciate that about peperomia. And I also appreciate all of the different looks and leaf shapes and textures that come along with peperomia. I think they're just a really fun genus of plant to collect, and they even come in trilling varieties. Okay, you can get trilling peperomia as well, like this cute little Peperomia Hope that I have had for many, many years. This is like an OG plant right here. And even still, after all of these years, it's not that big. Like, it's trilling really nicely, but it still doesn't take up any more room than it did years ago. Okay, now let's talk Euphorbia, which is the plant store that I go to all the time, but it's also a type of plant. Here is my, I believe the common name is crown of thorns. This is a Euphorbia. Is it Trigona? Trigona, I believe is how you say it. It's obviously crown of thorns because he is completely coated in thorns all the way up and down the stems. Aside from that, he has these adorable leaves, adorable foliage. I just think it's so cute. This plant looks so tropical to me. It reminds me of something you would see like in the desert. It's so cool. This is one of my larger Euphorbia. Now, Euphorbia can get, a lot of them, which we'll take a look at in a moment, can get really tall. I mean, they can just keep going and going and going. So height-wise, yes, I guess they'll take up height. But that's pretty much it. So this is the most like bushy, I guess you could say, or lush Euphorbia that I have. Obviously, it has foliage, and even still, it really doesn't take up any more room than the pot that it's in itself, which is really nice. And the cool thing about this plant is he actually puts off the most precious little flowers, little pink flowers, whenever he's happy. I don't know, he does this pretty regularly. I would say every couple of months, he will fill out with all of these little pink flowers coming in everywhere. That's the only one that we have at the moment. I think he's just now starting his bloom cycle. But yeah, this one is really fun. Now, that Euphorbia I've had for a long time. This one I've also had for a long time. My gosh, has it grown. This is commonly referred to, I believe, is it the African milk tree? I believe is what it's commonly referred to. The actual name is Euphorbia millie. Millie, is that how you pronounce it? I think. Now, this one puts out little leaves as well. We don't have any currently. Well, we actually do have some new leaves coming in on these little babies right here. Do you see those? It'll put leaves out all up and down, little spikes. It's spiky too, but not as much as the crown of thorns. And this one, which it's not getting enough light right now, but it used to do it, but this one will sun stress really beautifully, and it turns really deep, dark red purple like a Hoya would. It's really, really pretty. It's a good one. I love it. This one has grown so much, and we have all these little babies coming in on the sides with little leaves. So cute. And you can see he's very large, quite large, very tall, very wobbly, a little bit unstable, but he doesn't take up any space. It's just the pot. It's just the pot that you have to worry about. Then we have my favorites and my newest. This is Euphorbia White Ghost. Look at it. It is so cute. Covered in spider mites. I am so sick of the spider mites. They are taking over my life, and I don't know what to do about it. You wouldn't think Euphorbia, a cactus, would get spider mites, but they do. Mine do. Euphorbia White Ghost. I think everyone knows what the Euphorbia White Ghost is. This was a wish list Euphorbia for years, and I finally was able to get one for like $20. Look at all the colors we have going on. It's so cute. I love this pot so much. The pot literally matches the plant. It's amazing. This part right here is my favorite. Like, look at the marbling. Beautiful. And then we have a little jellyfish in here. So there's a few of my Euphorbia. Awesome genus. Love them so much. And they take up like zero space. Literally just the pot size. Cannot go wrong with that. You guys, I moved because the lighting, it's so dark over there. Let's turn this guy around a little bit. There we go. I think I can get a bulb to put up, like literally in the ceiling, a daylight bulb, natural light bulb that radiates that type of lighting throughout the room, so I don't have to deal with this. Let's move along. Okay, the next type of plants I want to talk about is jungle cactus. Jungle cactus are awesome, okay? And there's so many different types of them. I love a good jungle cactus. It's a Rhipsalis. So we're talking about Rhipsalis specifically here. It is a Rhipsalis. I'll put the name on the screen because I cannot remember what the name of this guy is. But this is another one that I've had for quite a few years. You can't tell me it doesn't look so cool. I love the look of this. I don't know. It reminds me of like grass, but then it reminds me of a bush. I don't know. It's very, very cool. I love how crazy and funky it is. Now that it's getting really tall and full, it still doesn't take up any more room than it always has, basically, in this planter. So yeah, I think Rhipsalis are great. I do love the big Rhipsalis that are in like hanging baskets cascading down. Those are so cool. And that's another thing, Rhipsalis make great hanging baskets, so kind of save shelf space if you want to hang them up. So this is like probably my favorite Rhipsalis. I don't know. This one's been my favorite Rhipsalis for a long time. And then I got Rhipsalis paradoxa. I believe it's also referred to as the chain link Rhipsalis. And for obvious reasons, we can see why. Looks like it's just like twisting and turning as it grows along. It's very, very cool. This one's pretty new to me. This will grow and grow and grow, and it'll get long, but I don't know. I guess this one, because it is a trailing type of Rhipsalis, it will take up more space eventually. Whenever it gets bigger, I'm going to hang it up in a window for sure. Rhipsalis are great if you're looking for more compact plants that aren't going to take up a ton of space and aren't going to break the bank, because they're also inexpensive, and we love that. And you can find a lot of these at your local nurseries or big box stores even. I think I got this one at my big box store. Begonias. Begonias, begonias, begonias. Yes. This is my new babe, by the way. Look how he's doing. He's doing so good. So good. I love it. Look how compact these are. These are my two saucer begonias, and I am obsessed with them. This is Begonia conchifolia. This is Begonia natunensis. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Look how compact and small these are. These are going to keep growing and getting more leaves and more leaves and more leaves. And the leaves are going to get bigger and bigger, but they're still not going to take up that much space. There's so many good small begonias. Granted, a lot of them might be terrarium begonias, which are also really fun, but I prefer the begonias that I can keep out of a terrarium. And there's plenty of small compact begonias that don't have to be kept in a terrarium. And I was going to show you a couple of larger begonias. This is my, I believe it's Begonia Fire Torch. She's gonna need snipped really soon, but this is a good example. So we do have cane begonias, which grow much larger than the smaller little begonias, but even still, I mean, with things like monstera and philodendron and anthuriums, those type of aroids tend to get, or can get if they're healthy and happy, really, really large, and the petioles can grow really long and take up a ton of space, right? And then here's another example of a larger begonia. This one is growing like crazy. This is my Begonia Pink Benigo. Look at her. There's a little update on her. She's got some good bug dust on her, even though it didn't work. Even this, pretty well contained. You know, she is in a pretty large pot, but for all of those reasons, I think begonias are a great one to add to the list. Okay, the last genus I want to add onto this list is going to be Hoya. I have a lot of different Hoya, so I just grabbed this one because I feel like I haven't shown it in a while. This is Hoya Bertonii. This is a piece off of Sarah's plant, and my gosh, it's already grown so much. It's doing so good. And how cute is she in this little bowl planter? Hoya is another great option for people that are looking to save space and buy plants that are going to save them space. Or if like you have a small area or shelf somewhere that you're looking to stick a few plants on and still have some room left for decor or whatever it may be, or just more plants, Hoya are definitely a great option because they typically, you know, Hoya come in all shapes and sizes as well, don't get me wrong, but typically they stay more compact if we look over their long vines that they tend to shoot off. That is a thing, but you can always, you know, maintain those, chop them back, whatever you decide to do. So I think Hoya definitely fits in this video. And look at this little cutie here, Hoya linaris. Another trailer. So little, oh my gosh. She is growing. She is growing. So, you know, a lot of people like to buy the little tiny starter plants of Hoya, little starter pots. And I'll tell you right now, those take forever to grow and become fully established plants. So you could literally fit like 50 of those suckers. So Hoyas definitely fit in there. You can put them on a trellis, train them up a trellis. And yeah, so I definitely wanted to include Hoya. If there's any types of plants out there that any of you guys would like to suggest or recommend for plants that don't take up too much space, plants that stay small and compact, I'm not sure how I'm going to title this just yet, feel free to let us know in a comment down below. We would greatly appreciate it. That's it for this video, I think. I will see you guys again very soon in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.